What's up, fuckers? Alright, I wanted to go over a few things with y'all. Specifically the military applications surrounding squishy robots. I've made 2 videos now about Blue Force and their partnership with Squishy, and I'm going to go into a few of the specifics surrounding the shenanigans. Okay. Impact resistant. We've gone over this a few times. These drones, these squishy robots, will be dropped from drones, airships, airplanes. They can even be just thrown. You could throw one off the tippy top of the mountain and it would land, right? They should have one in the new Battlefield 6. You should be able to throw like this robot, like a bunch of these little robots everywhere, and they all create like this mesh network interface. Anyways, okay, so repeated airdrops from drones, helicopters, and fixed-wing aircraft deployed from heights of up to 1,000 feet. Discrete deployment, no parachute required. That's the cool part. Well, the interesting part, the scary part, whatever. Pick your adjective. Pick your end times adjective. So no parachute required. Low visibility profile. Of course, the mesh capabilities. Robots bring their own network. Payloads, mesh network, eliminating the reliance, on an existing communications infrastructure. So these robots can literally be thrown into the wilderness and create their own communications, infrastructure. All right. Various deployment mechanisms. Robots can be dropped from UAVs, helicopters, fixed-wing aircraft, or even thrown from dropped into position like I already touched on. Customizable sensor platform. You can pretty much put any sensor on these things that you could ever think about. You know, you could have a bunch of these going around looking like, you know, what the Predator sees, you know, seeing like the Predator. Customizable to meet your needs. Standard 4-gas sensor combination, CO2, H2S, LEL, O2, 6 cameras, and GPS. Third-party payload integration. Request custom robot to enable rapid deployment of an existing third-party payload. Interesting. These aren't just bomb squad robots, you know, where you steer them into place and then you'll look in there and you grab it, whatever, and you cut whatever you need, whatever. It's not the same. This is like on a completely different level. These are the type of robots that will replace the troops, like the human operatives or whatever. Eventually. Alright, so that's the military applications. Squishy Robotics rapidly develops a customized tensegrity cable of safely carrying the payload of interest. A trade space between size, weight, impact, mitigation, and cost is presented to the customer, and several systems for test and evaluation purposes can be constructed in a matter of weeks. A novel passive solution guarantees the correct orientation of the robot after landing. Alright, yay. Okay, great. So, anyways, what's this wireless mesh network? According to Wikipedia, is a communications network made up of radio nodes organized in a mesh topology. It can also be a form of wireless ad hoc network. A mesh refers to rich interconnection among devices or nodes. Wireless mesh networks often consist of mesh clients, mesh routers, and gateways. Mobility of nodes is less frequent. If nodes constantly or frequently move, the mesh spends more time updating routes than delivering data. Yada yada. Okay. And then, man, that music's loud. Sorry if it's a little too loud. It got loud. It wasn't this bad at first, but whatever. Hopefully, this turns out okay. All right. So, in off topic, sort of. I mean, it's all in the same vein of tyranny, but I want to give Rand Paul a shout out because he's doing exceptionally well at majorly pawning Fauci, and I love to see that. Major pawnage, Rand. Good job. Keep it going, and we need more Rand Pauls out there. And the Gates is like Representative Gates, not Bill Gates. We don't need any more Bill Gateses. Anyways, okay, so good job, Rand. And another thing that I've been, I don't know, thinking about, cogitating about. So if the numbers of deaths from Great Wall virus, whatever you want to call it, the Wuhan boogie, okay? If they doctored the numbers and they used, so if like nobody got sick or died from regular flu or any other type of cold flu, pneumonia, or anything like that, if they kind of, I would assume that they used those deaths and label them as COVID, right? Okay, follow me here. So if they use those deaths as the COVID deaths, what are they looking at under the microscope? Is there anything? Is there an actual virus? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't work in the lab. I have not seen this thing under the microscope. All I know is from being on the ground level and talking to lots and lots of people on a daily basis. Like, I meet lots of people, new people each day. I have not come across any like extremely sick people like on a pandemic level. Like when I think pandemic level, I think of Monty Python, Bring Out Your Dead, Bring Out Your Dead, where people brought out their dead to the horsemen that drew the carriage through the town and picked up all the dead bodies. You didn't have that. At least I didn't see it on my travels, which are quite wide and quite extensive. So anyways, what are they looking at under the microscope then? What I've been thinking about is they dressed a regular virus up somehow in the laboratory like a Halloween costume. They like put some virus inside of a Halloween costume that looks scary like an AR-15, right? The news like puts AR-15s up there like, oh my god, look at this thing, it looks so scary, it has all these scopes and weird looking doodads on it. It's only weird because you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what it is, like you have to educate yourself on it and then it becomes less scary, so I don't know, just cogitate on that a little bit. Were they just sewing things onto something that was already there to make it look scary, but they knew what really wasn't going to do anything? Because the way they went about releasing this, they had to have known it wasn't going to kill a bunch of people. They had to have known that just by scaring people, like after 9/11, everybody was going to do what they told them to do. So, I don't know, just think about that. And then I come across this article, rather, I was remembering things from the past. DNA hard drives. Now, this is a Salon article. DNA hard drives. Scientists hide a coded digital message in bacterial DNA, right? So, literally, by stitching it up differently and literally creating hard drive space within DNA of an organism so you could like read it. And a new paper by researchers at Columbia University reveals that they were able to modify the DNA of bacterial cells by inserting specific DNA sequences with encoded data that could be translated into the message, "Hello World." Like, seriously, why would you want to do that? Why not look for like a message put into all of that DNA from the universe? Like, unless they already have and they just don't want anybody to know, because they seem to have figured out things that they're not telling us. Something freaks them out. The elite, that is. So yeah, they're also like looking for something. What that is, I don't know. But the Lazarus gene, some people talking about, I don't know. I haven't researched it yet, so I don't know. But yeah, and then I want to leave you with just one other thing. 2 symbols, 2 logos. Now, if you go and you look, and I'll post it in the video somewhere, but if you go and you look at the Squishy Robotics logo, put that picture right beside the Thelema Occult Orders symbol logo, and tell me that they're not weirdly similar. Okay, just bleh. I'm just throwing that out there for you. I mean, that's the, yeah. So yeah, anyways, yeah. Thanks, guys. I appreciate anybody being interested in what I have to say. So yeah, and Godspeed, you fuckers.